Ahmadiyyat Zindabad, Ahmadiyyat Zindabad, Ahmadiyyat Zindabad, Ahmadiyyat Zindabad.
I'm sure there's been lots and lots of changes. Number one is Joseph Salana. When I first accepted Islam, the membership of Joseph Salana was like 200, 300 people, and that would be considered a well-attended Joseph Salana. We were talking about in the late 50s or early 60s. And today, my goodness, we have 4,000 or 5,000 people attending Joseph Salana. That's just one of the changes that I witnessed. Also, when I first came into Islam, people of my generation, Islam was looked down upon in a very bad way. Not as terrorist as it is today, but Islam was looked upon as if it was a cult or people who were atheists or something in that category. So Islam was not respected, and anyone who accepted Islam, they was considered a downcast in the society. In many cases, as well as it was with me, you had a choice. You accept Islam or lose your family. You couldn't have both, because the family would not accept you if you accepted Islam. So I know so many Ahmadi converts who made that choice, who followed their heart and chose religion over their families. Today, Islam is well respected in many quarters, especially here in America, and families accept their siblings or relatives accept in Islam. It has much more respect. Now you walk into the banks and you see tellers, behind the counters, Muslims, women, or whatever, they're covered. So Islam is more accepted now than what it was during the time that I accepted Islam. Also, let's see. Another thing that I've noticed is that in the early 50s and 60s, during the time that I accepted Islam, the converts had such a thirst for knowledge. They wanted to learn everything they could possibly learn about Islam. When we heard that a missionary was coming to our city, everybody wanted to go and meet the missionary. And we sat very quietly while he delivered his speech or the sermon or whatever. And then afterwards, there was always a time for question and answers. And everybody's ears was just perked to listen to the answers to the questions that was going to be given. I remember myself many times when the missionary would come, I would just run up to him and sit and say, just tell me something about Islam. And he would say, well, what do you want to know? And I would say, I want to know everything. That was because that thirst again, that knowledge. And in those days, there were not too many books about Islam published in English. So if you heard of there was a book about Islam, then you would make sure that you had an opportunity to purchase that book so that you could learn even more about Islam. Also, we look to our elders who came into Islam because they had been in Islam longer and they had read much more. than the newcomers. So we were always, as well, asking them questions about Islam. This was an ongoing thirst for the religion, or the knowledge of the religion. But today, the converts coming in, yes, they want to know about Islam. Yes, they do read, and they are learning. But I don't see that thirst, that hunger for various aspects or any aspect of Islam that I witnessed and that I experienced when I first came.